pit stops underway. Tony Stewart, the first leader to hit his pit stall. Only 40 laps on his tires, but they decided to pit to continue to work on that chassis. Needs more help with the forward bite. A track bar adjustment for Tony, Bill.
Rusty Wallace is on pit road. This will be 4 tires and fuel, no changes. The big thing is getting the fuel in because the vent is banged up from contact on the track, Marty.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. loose off the longer he runs, a pound in both left tires for more forward bite. Also a half round down on the track bar, don't tighten it up too much. 4 tires, he may win the race off pit road, Dave.
Matt Kenseth's very frustrated with his car not turning through the middle of the corner, so they pulled a spring rubber out of the left rear and hope they can live with the loose off.
Big rush off the end of the pit lane, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to come out first. Stewart, Gordon, Burton, Johnson, and Rusty Wallace. Now, why are we under caution? Top of the screen, Dave Blaney.
Hard to tell if Casey Mears in 41 got in the back of Blaney in the 77, or he just lost it going in the corner.
Joe Nemechek, Michael Waltrip, Casey Mears did not pit. They take over the top 3 spots. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. NBC Sports in Martinsville, Virginia, the south central part of the state where the Subway 500 is under caution at the Martinsville Speedway. This is the 9th caution of the race. A lot of discussion here in recent moments about the prior caution and when the pit road was open. More specifically, what race procedure is now under the no racing back to the caution rule. Kurt Busch has just taken that caution flag. The pace car comes off pit road here.
All right.
Picks him up.
Now the flag is waving down on the left-hand side. The green flag is waving.
Well, it's going to start waving, yes. It may be waving now. We see it is now. The green flag is out. But here's what Kurt Busch said, and his spotter talked about it.
Pit road was open that time right there. Pit road was what? Open.
Could they open it like that now, damn it?
I can't believe they did. They've never opened it that soon. They opened the damn pit road. Here's your nose came across that line.
You never did that before. No, it's just no damn rule. They always wait 1 lap.
And Jimmy's right. They have always waited 1 lap.
They didn't that time, nor they did this last caution flag. As soon as the pace car picked them up and took them by, the pit road opened, so.
Back underway, Joe Nemechek is the race leader. Michael Waltrip is second. Casey Mears third. Those 3 did not stop under this caution flag. Then you get Dale Earnhardt Jr. being challenged by Jeff Gordon for a spot there in traffic. Gordon's going to get pinned in.
Ooh, this is going to get ugly.
Oh, 3 wide.
Oh,
this is going to get ugly.
Oh, he got away with it. Clunk, bang. So Gordon by Dale Earnhardt Jr. for third.
And Jeff Burton is on the inside of Tony Stewart, has him pinned in behind Casey Mears. Casey Mears is currently in the 5th position. Now Tony pins the Casey Mears car behind Hermie Sadler's 02 car. Junior goes by Michael Waltrip, the 15, his teammate, taking over the 3rd position.
Stewart can do the same thing. Jeff Burton's boxed in there. They'll get clear of the 02 right now. Well, you got to pick your lane right. And it's something, you know, I mean, and it changes every other lap.
Trouble, turn 4. Elliott Sadler. No caution yet. Now a caution comes out.
Yeah, he doesn't have the car running there.
And the no racing back to the yellow. They'll all slow down, which will certainly make that a safer situation for Elliott Sadler. What happened to bring out caution number 10?
Little contact between the 0 car going down the backstretch. Elliott Sadler and
cut a tire, maybe?
Yeah,
yes, he did.
Left rear tire flat. They don't turn real good when you get here at Martinsville to the corner with the left rear flat tire.
So, M&M's team with trouble here. Elliott Sadler, involved in a spin, brings out caution number 10. Subway 500, Martinsville, Virginia. NASCAR on NBC. Race under its 10th caution flag at lap 291. Bobby Labonte has taken his car behind the wall, Matt.
And Bobby Labonte's actually climbed from his car, leaning against his hauler. Bobby, any idea what happened to the engine?
We might have dropped a valve first. Thought we broke a valve spring. We took the valve cover off, and the valve spring one broke. But it's liable to have dropped a valve and ended up broke a piston. So you know, it wasn't meant to be. Our car was pretty good today. We were got tangled up there one time, had to stop to miss a wreck, and lost a lot of track position. Back and forth, back and forth. The car was pretty good. Just guys did a good job. Just had another motor failure. Tough day for a former Martinsville winner, Alan.
Yeah, they've had a few of those this year. It has been a tough season.
While the caution,
Alan,
while the caution flag is out, these cars are going slow. We need to cue the duck.
Oh, okay.
Because he'll be run over if we throw the green flag with these cars. So, duck.
Here it is, our Aflac NASCAR Winston Cup Trivia Quiz. Who's the only driver to win 4 straight Martinsville races?
Richard Petty.
Nope.
Rusty Wallace.
Nope.
Jeff Gordon.
Got to go back farther than that.
Oh, farther than that.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow. Fred Lorenzen. 63, both of them in 64, and the spring race in 65. Wow. Richard and Cale and Darrell and Rusty all came close. They all won 3 straight races here at Martinsville, but Freddie's the only guy to win 4 straight.
Fearless Freddie, back to the green.
Joe Nemechek leading, Jeff Gordon second, Dale Earnhardt Jr. third, Tony Stewart fourth, and Jeff Burton in 5th.
And here comes Gordon on the inside of Nemechek for the lead. Didn't do it that time. Probably will this time.
Only a couple of pit stops under that caution. Elliott Sadler, Mike Skinner, Dave Blaney, Jeff Green pitted. Ricky Craven, Kevin LePage as well.
There he goes.
So new leader, the 24. Jeff Gordon has led the most laps today, 107 earlier in the race. Dominated the opening part of the race, then got shuffled back when they had a problem on a pit stop. A lug, when they were changing tires, popped up in the air and came back down as they were swapping the wheel and got hung between the tire and the hub, and they had to pull the wheel back off and get the lug clear, and it cost them a lot of track position. Then they've been kind of digging out of that hole ever since. Dale Jr. going for second on Joe Nemechek.
Wally, you drivers are fickle, aren't you? You know, you can be mad one moment, next moment you're loving the world. Junior very happy on the radio, very proud of his crew for helping him stay up front. They kept him calm, even though he was very angry in the car a little bit earlier. They had a great stop this last time, has 4 fresh tires. His quote on the radio, "We just averted disaster," and to get second place.
Well, that's why he's happy. He wouldn't have been happy if they didn't get that yellow, but because they got that caution and they caught that break, obviously it'll change your mood a little bit quicker that way.
Now Tony Stewart getting in front of Nemechek to pick up third. Joe shuffles back to fourth, and Jeff Burton working on him. Been talking about this when the pit road is open, and what the confusion seems to be with some of the teams is whether or not the pit road is open on the first time the pace car comes by with the field in tow. NASCAR President Mike Helton has stepped in here with us. Appreciate you coming over. Clear us up on this, will you please?
Well, I think you got to back up to Dover. When we first introduced this element, we said in Dover that we may keep pit road closed long enough to sort things out. Well, after we left Dover, we went to Talladega, which is 2.6 miles, and the pit road's down in turn 4, opening in turn 4. Kansas City's a mile and a half. Charlotte's a mile and a half. The pit road opening is down in turn 4. We get to Martinsville, which is unique. It's a half mile. The entrance to pit road's on the backstretch. But we have opened pit road since Dover on the first lap that the caution car is captured. Everything happens very quick in Martinsville, and we have also kept it closed. Earlier, one of the cautions earlier, we closed it for about 3 laps because we had the carcass and everything on the backstretch and we wanted to get out of the way before we opened that pit road. So we open it as quick as we can. And in the case of the lap earlier, we were able to open it as soon as the caution car collected it. We feel like we've done the right thing. We'll do it again. We don't think we've done anything wrong. I'm sorry that there's confusion between 2 or 3 of the crew chiefs down there. We think the flag came out at an adequate amount of time, and we think that it's A lot of it has to do with the uniqueness of the playing field that we go to every weekend is so different. And this is the first time we've had Martinsville under these rules.
There you go. Well, obviously, when we replayed it, you could see the flag, and those guys had an opportunity to get to pit lane. The flag was out early enough, so
we've had earlier cautions today where the caution came out right after a caution period, and we brought the green flag as soon as the pace car collected. The green flag came back out. Maybe only a couple of cars pitted, maybe a couple of leaders pitted, maybe a bunch of them didn't pit it. So I think we're consistent. If the circumstances allow us to do that, it's unfortunate. And as it's sorted itself out already, it's fixed itself. But we would not have modified anything because we felt like we were fair across the board with everybody else.
And the last deal is you've got to be looking for that flag. I mean, it's up to the guys on the roof and the drivers to be looking for the pit opening flag.
Yeah, and we put him in a visible spot. They're spotters. We tell him in the driver's meeting where he's going to be, and David announces it over the radio. The race director announces it over the radio. The pit road is open when we do open it up.
But as you said in Dover, this is a work in progress, and the drivers obviously did not quite understand that, so now they do. And we're all back on the same page again, and really no harm is done.
Well, yeah, but I think it's more than that, Benny. I think that a lot of it has to do with the tightness of Martinsville. The entrance of pit road begins in turn 3 instead of coming off of turn 4. Everything happens very fast in Martinsville. I think from NASCAR's perspective, we've been consistent in the progression of this rule. That particular set of circumstances highlighted a situation that I don't think was NASCAR's fault. I think today we have done it both ways, depending on the circumstances, allowing us to open it if there's not a clustered up somewhere to do that.
And this is something that is discussed in the drivers' meeting, the drivers and crew chiefs meeting 2 hours before the race.
That's correct.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike Helton, NASCAR president. Jeff Gordon has opened up a big lead. 2.5 on Dale Earnhardt Jr., trying to reestablish the dominance he showed in the opening miles of the Subway 500.